Welcome to the Adult Algorithm Podcast, the How to Adult podcast.
First of all, if you don't have a planner,
get one.
I don't know
This
how
ain't
you
high school.
I don't know how you survive.
There will be no sugarcoating whatsoever.
This is the hashtag No Sugarcoating podcast.
And I'm your host, Jasmine Johnson.
You're like the best influence and the worst influence all in one.
Are you ready to grow into your potential? What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Adult Algorithm, the How to Adult podcast with your host, Jasmine Johnson. Hi, welcome. I hope everyone is having an amazing week. We are on to episode 33, and June is almost over, which means our social media month is coming to a close with today's amazing episode. I'm so sad. We definitely know this topic is going to come up, again in the future, probably in different episodes. However, I've had an amazing time. Thank you to all the guests that have been on, Ashley, Maria, Misha, and today's amazing guest, who we will introduce in 1 minute. Today's small platform highlight of the week. Hey, we don't even need a 1 minute highlight. You know why? Because today's entire episode is going to be highlighting our small platform of the week, which is Buns and Bites, which is a food blog on Instagram, TikTok. She has a website, and Laura, the creator, she's from Rhode Island, which is even better because she's doing a food guide, in the smallest state, which is where I am. So I'm excited, and it's really cool to be highlighting such an amazing state. She travels, to find the best food. So I'm very excited to be talking to her today about not only about this page, but about self-branding and about being from a small state and being such a great influencer. So I'm really excited for you all to hear what she has to say. And I guess all I have to say is let's jump right into the episode.
Hi, everyone. My name is Laura Afonso, and I am the founder and creator of Buns and Bites, an Instagram platform that shares my love for food and loving yourself. I started Buns and Bites about 4 years ago, and it has changed my life. And I get to eat all the best food and love Rhode Island and love myself and love everyone who loves Buns and Bites. So I'm really excited to be here and answer any questions that you might have about Buns and Bites.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on. Your page is iconic. So many people, when I've told them that I'm having you on, are like, you're literally kidding. She's always on my For You page, always on my newsfeed. So I'm very excited to be asking you some amazing questions today.
God, I'm so happy to hear that. It makes my day to hear that. So thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Anytime. Please come back on whenever you want. Perfect. My first question, sorry if the dog barks.
That's okay.
Every episode, even if it's not my dog, because there's always dogs around.
My dogs are here sleeping, so
beautiful. Hey, a little feature. That's okay. So you started this amazing platform 2017.
Yes.
Where did the idea come from, and how has it changed over the past almost 5 years?
So I had the idea in my head a long time ago, like long before I started it. I would be on my Explore page on Instagram, and I would see, obviously the algorithm gives you what, it thinks you like. And so I'd always get food posts, and I'd get like fitness and like Instagram models, like chicks posing. And I'd be like, oh, there's just always so many butts on my feed, and there's always so much food on my feed, but there's no food and butts on my feed. So I had this idea, and I always thought, I was like, this is the dumbest idea. Like, it would flop if I ever did this. And then I just read an inspirational book that was like, do that thing that you've been wanting to do. So I was like, you know what? This could be fun, and it could be successful, or it could flop. And if it flops, then it doesn't hurt me. It might be a little bit embarrassing, but I would move on. And if it doesn't flop, then it could be the most fun thing I've done. So I was like, let's just pull the trigger. I went out and bought a little camera, and I started taking pictures of food in, I want to say February or April, March, maybe of 2017, while I was in grad school, the year that I was graduating.
Oh my gosh.
Took off from there. So it was great.
Wow. That's amazing. And I love your mindset of, well, if it flops, then at least I know that I tried, and on to the next thing. But when you did try it's become this huge successful thing, and it's so amazing to see Rhode Island creators blow up.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course.
Didn't start it earlier. I mean, I think that if I had started earlier, I could have been a little bit more ahead on the blogger or food blogger scene in Rhode Island. So, I mean, this is to anyone who has any kind of idea that you want to, carry out, do it. Don't wait, because 5 years from now, you're going to be like, man, I wish I had just done this when I wanted to do it. And now, you're just, that much time has gone by. So just do it. Pull the trigger.
Yes, pull trig. You got this. We're
Mhm.
rooting for you.
Yes.
I love it. My next question kind of goes along with, what is your daily schedule as a content creator, and how do you stay motivated every day?
So I'll go with the motivation piece of this first, because for me, getting to do what I do with Buns and Bites is 10 out of 10 the most fun thing that I will do with my time. And I am never lacking motivation when it comes to creating content for Buns and Bites, because it's just pure fun and enjoyment for me. I get to go and hang out with my friends, eat a bunch of food, drink. Like it's a Friday night out, but I get to go and do it for work. So I'm very, very lucky that and it is very much, it's your passion. It doesn't feel like work. And that is the case for me. So I'm very much always motivated. If anything, if I ever feel lack of motivation, it's the back of house things that I have to do. Like I have to stay on top of my email. I have to send out invoices. Those are the things that I'm like, I kind of drag on, that I'm like, yes, I get to do all of this fun stuff, but I also have to make sure I stay on top of myself.
Right.
Not as fun, clerical work kind of things, the administrative side of things I actually have to do to make sure I keep on doing what I'm doing.
Right.
That is, I consider myself like self-employed in that way. So you have to stay on top of yourself and just hold yourself accountable. And now I kind of forgot the first part of your question.
That is okay. I should have split it up anyways.
No, it's
Don't
okay.
even worry. The first part is, what's your daily schedule look like?
Okay. So my daily schedule is ever changing. So I'm sorry. I think that I just cut out really quick.
You're A-okay.
My daily schedule is ever changing. I do a lot of things. I wear a lot of hats. So in addition to Buns and Bites, I also work in real estate. I consider them both full-time. But because
Iconic.
Yeah, I mean, I hold them both in very high esteem in terms of my schedule. Like they're both extremely important to me. And they both take up a great amount of my time. So I wouldn't say one is part-time versus the other. But so, from one day to the next, it looks completely different. So like on a Monday, I might be in a meeting for real estate, going to show a house. And on Tuesday, I'm creating content. On Wednesday, I'm filling appointments. So it's always changing, but in a day of a Buns and Bites content creator, I might go to a shoot and meet up with my photographer, meet up with a friend or model. We go to the restaurant, we take photos of all the food, we take a TikTok, a reel, some boomerangs, some stories. We sit down, we eat a little bit. We probably have to take some food home with us because usually there's too much.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah, it's the best part of it. And then I'll either go home. Sometimes we'll do 2 shoots in one day. We'll go on to the next shoot, or I'll go home and do a bunch of my emails. I try to get my emails done in the evening. And that's kind of it. That's what a shoot will look like. It's very much streamlined. We try to prep with the restaurants in advance to say, this is the food that we're going to be shooting today. This is the look that we're going for. And that way, when we arrive, food is either ready or getting ready. That way it can come out and we can shoot it and everything is nice and easy.
Wow. Is it hard sometimes dealing with the restaurants, or are they always like up for it and like excited for you to go?
It's usually always easy to work with them, especially because I usually have some contact or point person who is organizing everything. Some restaurants are super organized and they'll have like a printout of everything on top of it. And I love that.
Wow.
Restaurants are a little bit less organized and the point person isn't there. And I have to wait for them to decide what they want to cook or make, and I have to wait for food. So it's a little bit of a toss up. We try to be on top of it, but we can't guarantee it every time. But for the most part, it's pretty easy to work with them. When I'm working with a restaurant, they're usually as excited as I am to be working with them. And, you know, it's very important to me that I only post restaurants that I don't want to say that I approve of, but that I would love to eat at.
Yeah.
That's the integrity of the food I post has to be there. So if I'm working with a restaurant, I like to eat there. So that excitement is there on my end. Yeah. And it's great. I mean, I do occasionally get restaurants who will say like, I want you to come in and eat my food and post for me and do all of this stuff. And I'll respond with, these are my rates and my packages, but, you know, in return, you will be getting what you pay for. I mean, I don't want people to think that I'm just paid off and I'm paid to say that I like this food. No, the service that I'm providing you is not only a promotion on my page to over 25,000 people, but also you're getting beautiful professional photos, you're getting videos and reels. So there is that end of it as well. So sometimes people don't know that I charge and then they find out. But for the most part, if there's any restaurant that is ever like, I am struggling due to COVID, I need a little bit of help, I will do anything that I can for you for free or close to nothing. I'll come in and take some stories, whatever I can do that will be cost effective for you. I'm happy to help anyone. I would love to reiterate that.
That's awesome. That's really cool. And you help drive Rhode Island small businesses, even outside of Rhode Island, but we're Rhodey gals, so.
Yeah, of course.
Gotta shout out Rhode Island. But you help drive small businesses like no other. And it's so cool to see our state highlighted in such this amazing light because it does have really good food. Anyone that doesn't say so, get out.
Truly, 100%.
Yes.
That is very important to me. When I hear someone that wants to go out to eat at a chain restaurant in Rhode Island, I cringe. When I'm talking to someone and they're like, we're going to, I don't want to name names, but I will. We're going to the Cheesecake Factory. We're going to Applebee's.
Oh, Applebee's. Oh.
Like, what are you doing? I mean, like, I get it if you're in a pinch and you're like, it's the only place open, sure thing. But
yeah, them half price apps get you.
In my opinion, there's no excuse. So something I'm working on right now that I haven't yet is I'm going to be making a series of reels that will take like a fast food item, like let's say a chicken sandwich from a fast food restaurant. If you want a fried chicken sandwich, here's 4 restaurants that have fantastic chicken sandwiches that are local small businesses to Rhode Island that are going to give you a better quality sandwich. You're going to be able to enjoy more and support a local business. So that's going to be my way to kind of combat
that.
Chain restaurant, fast food. You know, you can still get a fast food chicken sandwich and still support a local business at the same time. So that's something that I'm working on releasing, and I'm going to do it with all different things, you know, quick pizza, you know, a cheeseburger. So keep a lookout for that.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. That's going to be really cool. I know a lot of people, especially after the pandemic, have been trying to, you know, stop the chain restaurant fast food and support those small businesses,
Absolutely.
both for their health and their wallet, you know, so
Yeah.
that's really exciting.
Yes.
I love it. And what do you say to people, you know, that live in Rhode Island or even outside of Rhode Island that don't think you can be successful because you're from a small state?
I think that mentality is small state minded. Like, if you don't think that you can be successful because you're coming from a small state, you're looking at it the completely wrong way. You need to completely flip your mentality, flip your perspective on being in a small state. If you live in a small state, I think that the degree of separation is like 2 people. If you sit down and talk to a complete stranger and you both live in Rhode Island or grew up in Rhode Island, there's no way that there's not at least a couple of people that you have in common that you know. Use this to your advantage and network with the people that are going to help launch you into where you want to be. So, I mean, nepotism is real in Rhode Island, and a lot of people think it's not a good thing. But even if you want to be outside of Rhode Island, find the people here that can help you grow and branch out outside of the state or in the state. I mean, that's a big part of how I expanded Buns and Bites. It's a small state. There's a lot of people that love to be here, and we can share that love and grow with each other. So
Yes, that's beautiful. Beautifully said. It's like so poetic.
good.
I love it. This next question comes from my best friend, Leah Prack, because she loves
Awesome.
your content.
Thank you.
I was like writing down questions. We're always on FaceTime. She's like, ask this one, please.
Okay.
Good, thank you. So you are a marketing and self-branding queen, and we look up to you for that because it's amazing. What strategies do you use or did you use to first grow your platform, and how have those strategies changed?
That is a great question, Leah. Your friend's name is Leah. Thank you, Leah. I honestly am flattered that you think that I'm a marketing whiz. That makes me very happy. And this question kind of ties into the last. I started off Buns and Bites, and I grew quickly because of collaboration. I found other food bloggers like RI Food Fights, and just met a lot of other food bloggers that are on the scene. And you kind of cross-pollinate your followers. If I'm posting RI Food Fights and he's posting me, now we're both double exposing to each other's followers. I'm going to collaborate with any other restaurants or any other small businesses. Where am I getting my hair done, my nails done, my spray tan? People might want to know. And then those people are now resharing your content. It goes both ways. And if you're all kind of in this little network together and you're collaborating with one another, you're all benefiting, you're all scratching each other's back. So you're putting your content in front of other people's followers. And even if they have 100 followers and you only get 2, but you do that 200 times, think about how much engagement you're going to get from just doing that. So that has been consistent through the 4 years. I started off strong doing that, and that was one of the major factors that helped me grow so quickly. But what has changed for me is the quality of my content. When I first started, this was completely a self-fueled project that I was working on. So I went out and bought like a little camera, and I was taking my own pictures, and the content was the quality of the content wasn't the best, but it was also my start.
Right.
I think that maybe your first podcast episode, if you look back at it now, you'd probably be like, I would do all of this differently, as anybody would.
Yes, ma'am.
At this point now, I feel a lot more confident in the quality of content that I can produce. And that's just ever changing. Instagram as an app has changed. We've added a lot of different features since then. There are tools like stories and reels, and now we have TikTok. We have all of these different kind of things that we can use to our advantage that I didn't have when I first started. We didn't even have stories when I first started Buns and Bites, which is crazy to me. So yeah, now I work with a professional photographer who does a fantastic job at creating beautiful content for me. And that is key, because if people are going to be coming and looking at my page, I don't want a blurry iPhone shot that I tried to take in the dark. No, I want to make sure that all of my content, I have a nice high standard that I want to keep to make sure that if someone's coming to look at my page, they're going to find really beautiful shots of food that they're going to want to eat and drive that business to the restaurant.
Oh my gosh. You need to write a book.
Maybe after this I will. That'll be the episode I come on the podcast. It'll be the book.
Girl. Yes. We're holding you to it. We're ready. We're ready.
Yes.
And kind of speaking of that, on your website, you have this, consulting type of page or tab. Can you tell us your tips for people that want to start social media and start content creating? I know you just told us how you started. What are your tips for other people starting off?
Yeah, I would say that if you want to be in content creation, you need to really get familiar with like the tech tools that are available to you. Utilizing Reels. Reels are really huge on Instagram right now. It's the same thing as TikTok, but just on Instagram. getting really good at taking photos. I mean, obviously with new iPhones, the cameras on new iPhones are really fantastic. So there's not even to say that you need to go out and buy a fancy camera, but if you're going to start somewhere, practice just taking pictures, whether it's in food, if you want to be in fashion, if you want to be in lifestyle or cars, anything. Start by just practicing taking pictures, editing them, taking videos, and being able to offer that to businesses and saying, if you're a business owner and you are having a hard time managing your business and also having a presence on social media and just creating that daily content, because a lot of that is what it is. You need to have a constant presence on Instagram to stay on top of the algorithm. And a lot of these business owners don't have that availability to spread themselves that thin and to run a restaurant, be on top of ordering the food and finding something to post on Instagram and get the hashtags right.
Right.
So if you're a content creator and you're able to manage someone's social media and offer them something that is going to take something off of their plate, but also create new, fresh content for them, that in itself is a win. So I would say lots of practice, playing around with it. Have fun with styling things. Like I love styling food and doing flat lays of food and just like making things different. That is another tip that I would have is what is going to stand out? What is going to make somebody stop and be like, oh my God, what is that? I've gone as far as putting a chicken sandwich on my head like this, like sitting, balancing a cocktail on my head, or, just the whole concept of Buns and Bites is something different that's going to make somebody be like, what is that? Even I love that. Even if it's, what is that? It's still getting you to stop and look at my page. So what kind of unique content can you create that's going to make somebody stop and look at it for longer than the 2 seconds that they're scrolling? All you have to do is get them to stop. So that is what I would suggest. If you, whatever your passion or whatever your niche is, like, let's say you're in cars, what kind of content can you create for cars that is going to be unique from the other car pages that you follow? So I would say, look at the other, do some online research, look at what is available, what kind of content is being produced, look at content that you like, how can you replicate that? Or how can you make it your own, and how can you make it unique to yourself? So,
oh my gosh, those are great tips. Everybody better have been writing it down.
I know I kind of went a lot.
No, that is a-okay. That's exactly what, we use this podcast for, is to teach and learn. And I definitely am going to take that advice and sprint, not even a jog or a run. I'm sprinting.
Good. I'm going to keep up with you.
Perfect. Love it. So I love that you celebrate all body types. For me, that is something that draws me into content creators like no other, because I think that all body types need to be highlighted. Especially have been working in the modeling industry for the past, 6 months or so. It definitely is something that everyone needs to work on. So I love that you highlight all body types and you use your platform to make especially women and men feel comfortable about eating this food. Like, I absolutely love that. Where did that start? Like, how have you been able to do such a great job with that?
So when I started Buns and Bites, I would say like a couple years before I started, I was really into trying to get into modeling. I wanted to be, very much like a print model. Catalog. I didn't want to be like a runway model. I wanted to just do print work, advertising. Wanted to be the model in the candle commercial. I don't know.
Right. Anything.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like dead set on getting into modeling. And I was kind of just at like a brick wall, like couldn't get past it, couldn't get into it. I'm 5'5". So I'm not this tall, skinny model. And but I would really push myself and say, well, if I can't be tall, then I have to be ultra skinny. I've got to be obsessive about what I eat. I have to guilt myself if I have a bite of a cookie. And so I really struggled with it. I had a very hard time with managing my relationship with food. And it came to the point where I had to really reconsider if I wanted to do this. I ended up getting signed with a modeling agency that I barely did any work with, but they put me in their curvy department. And I was just like, oh, I've just got to be skinny. I've got to be skinny. It was like an obsession in my head. And I just had this this terrible relationship with food. And it came to the point where I had to decide, do I want to either go down this path where I continue wanting to be skinny or wanting to change myself? Or do I want to just enjoy food? I love to eat food. Do I want to enjoy it and have a happier life and stress-free? Or do I want to keep on, freaking out in my head? And I got over modeling. I said, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to enjoy the way I look. I'm going to really enjoy the food that I eat, because that is extremely important to me. And I get to eat a piece of pizza and then not feel like I need to go to the gym immediately after, because that's how I felt. And so I wanted to incorporate Buns and Bites I want to incorporate body positivity into Buns and Bites, because I think a lot of females struggle with something similar as I was feeling, especially with social media. We go on Instagram, you see so many females, and like, there's nothing wrong with this. If this is the bag you're getting, then like, so be it. But I see so many girls on Instagram who are the picture perfect, whether you airbrush or whether you paid to have your butt done or anything. Like I said, nothing against any of that. But if we're constantly bombarded with that, and we're seeing this unrealistic image of our bodies, of what we want it to look like, and then that's not what we look like, it really gets in our head. It's not great for the female psyche. So I wanted to have Buns and Bites bring other body types and have a presence, so that any female looking at Buns and Bites could feel represented and say, oh, she loves herself, I can too. I will say that since COVID, I had to take a break of bringing other girls into photo shoots with me. And now that I'm vaccinated, and now that most people are vaccinated, I'm gung-ho on getting to have the models come back in. And also I get to make new friends that way, meet new people that I didn't know before, because it's usually just chicks on Instagram who will message me saying, hey, I want to come to a shoot. And I'll say, meet me at this burger place tomorrow at 7. So yeah, that's kind of how the body positivity piece came into. I just really wanted social media to be used for good, and not just used for, look at me, I'm pretty, I'm skinny, I'm hot, look at this. Like, let's eat, let's celebrate eating and enjoying food. Like, that's so important. You shouldn't feel guilty about eating food. You should love it. It's delicious. Come on.
It is. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for being so vulnerable. I appreciate that very much. And you said it beautifully. And I love that story and your story, because it really does help women come out of their shell, and men. But
Yeah.
it really does. You have no idea how much that really does help a lot of people, including myself.
I'm happy. That makes me, I'm very glad that you feel that way.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to sound like I'm hating on people who, have work done, or
Never.
photos. Because hey, if you don't have it and you can buy it, I don't blame you one bit. But I just think that there is an extreme press. It's an extreme, I think, that we see. We're bombarded with it, and
yes, definitely.
We're overloaded with unrealistic images, and yeah, I think that it can be hurtful, and really cause some mental health problems in women and men. And I hope that Buns and Bites can not only help people find where to eat, but feel good about eating too.
Yes, speak on it, Queen.
Yes,
I'm like this. I'm like snapping the whole time. I'm like, yes.
I love it.
That's great. And the social media aspect, it doesn't help, like you were saying. Have you experienced any haters online? I know a lot of content creators. I ask this question every time, because for me, I just am very petty. So I know some creators that will just block. I know that someone that will respond very quirky. I wish I could be like that. But how do you deal with it, if you do, through your social media?
So luckily, I don't really receive a lot of backlash on my page.
That's great.
People who are following me are following me because they like it. What I have seen in the past is when a different content creator or page will share my content, and then the response that it gets from their followers can sometimes be less than exciting to me.
Interesting.
You know, like for instance, if another food page reposts a picture that I've taken every once, and like I said, this is once in a while, this isn't really consistent, so it doesn't really bother me. I'll have like some Karen saying, this is, you know, bad for women, this is sexualizing women. And my response and the answer is yes, I will respond. I try not to get petty, but I will if I have to. But usually my response to anything related to that is, please check out my website. Here's a link to my website. Please check it out and educate yourself on what I do before you make these kind of assumptions. Because I can do whatever I want with my body. And if you're going to be making assumptions on it, then that's on you. But if I need to get petty, I will. But I try to take, my first effort is taking the high road, and then we'll go from there.
Yes. That's great. Very professional, very
Yes.
amazing. Like, don't mess with me, educate yourself. That is the energy
Yes.
that we love.
My husband will jump, will swan dive into
Hey,
and come to my defense when need be. So I usually have to say, honey, please don't say that. He'll have it typed out and ready to press send. Just don't do it. But
I love it.
will come for somebody.
That's real love right there.
He loves it.
Speaking of, your ring has been blinding me this whole time. I'm literally obsessed with rings. Can we please see it?
I don't know if you can. I don't know if it's blurry, but
It's beautiful. I'm
Thank you.
screaming.
thank you. I'll have been married 2 years in August.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That's great. Oh my goodness. I love it. That's so
Yeah.
fun.
Yes.
So kind of going off of amazing things, what has been your like favorite part about having, you know, your content and being able to spread positivity about food on your social medias?
So I love this question because a lot of people think that my favorite part about being a content creator or doing Buns and Bites is, oh, you get free food, you get to eat food, you get to have a bunch of followers. And like, that is definitely my next favorite thing, that I get to enjoy really great food and do what I love for work. But I think that my favorite part about what I do is the relationships that I get to make that I would have probably never made if I wasn't doing this. Like I said, like a lot of the time that I have girls come and model with me, it's a complete stranger. And I'm like texting them like, hey, like come and meet me at this restaurant, and like walking in, like, where is she? And then we sit down, we eat together, we model, you know, we take pictures together. And then we're at the end of it, we're eating and drinking, and we've just made a new friend.
Wow.
So not that, but it's just other content creators, other food pages, restaurant owners, people who work in the restaurants. I get to meet so many people through Buns and Bites that I would have never met before if I wasn't doing this. And I've made some really, really amazing relationships. I met my now business partner and my photographer for Buns and Bites by doing this. And I actually found her because I wanted her to be my wedding photographer. And then I roped her into doing Buns and Bites. And
That's
now we have
awesome.
a business together, and like, it's incredible. So definitely the relationship aspect of it is the most rewarding for me, because yes, it's great to get free food sometimes, but you know, you can't make that last forever, but I can make these relationships last forever. So that is what is the best part about it for me.
Oh my gosh. I love that. And I mean, if I were asked the same exact question, I would say the same exact thing.
Yeah.
So that's really, really cool.
I'm sure that you've met you get to, you know, interview these new people. And then when we leave this chat today, you and I are going to be new friends. And I'm sure that you've met new friends by interviewing new people on your podcast. So
yes, exactly. Yeah. I've met some amazing people, and me and my friend Leah, we're literally talking. She literally was like, you get to meet the coolest people. And I'm like,
yes.
do you want to join the Zoom? Like, you can.
Come through.
And it's just very fun. That's why I love to do it. You know, as small as it might be, to me, I've made the best connections. So that'll be more, you know, worthy than any amount of followers that I could ever have.
Absolutely. If I end Buns and Bites today, I have fulfilled my by passion of
Yes.
getting to do what I love. And I've made so many new friends. I get to take them all with me. So
Yes.
it's great.
Yes.
For sure.
I love it.
Yes.
We have already come to the last question, which is
Wow.
very sad.
I know. Oh my
Very
God.
sad.
We could just stay and talk forever.
Hey, we definitely could. I feel like we're both extroverted on the outside, but love some alone time.
100%.
Like some self-care.
Absolutely. It's a must.
Yes.
For this crazy world, you have to care for yourself.
Okay.
If you don't, then I don't know. You'll be falling apart at the seams. I would.
Yes. Yep. Same here. So the last question, this is like the number one question, of course, I have to ask. It's going to be a very hard question to answer. I
Okay.
can already see. I am an ice cream gal. So I have to throw this in here.
Okay.
What are your recent top food or ice cream places in Rhode Island?
Oh my God.
I
Okay.
know. It's hard. You can think.
Okay. All right. I've got a couple of things to say here.
Okay. Go off.
Oh, my
sis.
husband's walking in and he's trying to chime in. But
Husband, please, you too. I need all the suggestions.
yes. So I will say there's a few different ice cream people that you've just gotta try. So one of my favorite flavors of ice cream is cappuccino crunch from Lincoln Creamery. Lincoln Creamery is just like your classic, like childhood nostalgia creamery. They get their ice cream from Warwick Ice Cream. So it's local. It is
Love it.
delicious. It's made locally. And it's like a coffee, fudgy, crunchy Oreo Heath bar. Like those are all my favorite things in an ice cream.
Wow.
So I love that. That is like my favorite go-to classic. But I do love me some like homemade ice cream. So you've got to hit up Wright's Dairy Farm.
Yes.
They have a trailer and their ice cream is fantastic. And they have black raspberry Oreo, which is ridiculous. And my other really favorite homemade ice cream spot is Chelsea's Creamery in Warren. And we went there recently and they are amazing. They make ice cream cakes. Fantastic. Like, no, they had,
Wow.
what did they have? They had M&M cookie ice cream and it was so good. It was
Oh my
so
gosh.
delicious. And my one last final ice cream spot is Tizzy K. They're an ice cream cart and they usually post up around the pedestrian bridge along the Michael Van Easton Bridge in downtown.
Okay.
And they soak cereal in milk and then use the milk to make the cereal. So all of your favorite cereal flavors are turned into ice cream. So my favorite one is the Golden Grams. Even though Golden Grams isn't my favorite cereal, the Golden Graham ice cream just hits different. It's really good. And then they put like a little Rice Krispie treat on top. It's so good. It's like ridiculous. And so all of your favorite ice cream flavors cereal flavors, they turn it into ice cream. It's a must try. You've got to do it.
I'm going to try all of those.
Yeah.
Wow.
You need to.
That is amazing. My favorite ice cream is cinnamon ice cream from the Ice Cream Barn. It's like right outside of Rhode Island, Mass line. 10 out of 10.
Where Mass is it?
Let's see, because I literally go like once a year because Rhode Islanders hate driving.
Yes.
Especially me.
Anything more than 15 minutes is considered a day trip, but
literally.
Well, I'll make the trek for ice cream.
It's delicious. It's in Swansea.
Oh, okay. That's not far.
Yeah,
That's not reasonable. That's totally reasonable.
Exactly. Cinnamon
ice cream.
It
sounds like it's like a if you can think of what's that, like a rum chata.
Yes, like
an ice cream version of like a rum chata.
Yeah, like along those lines. Yes.
Yes, delicious.
Exactly.
I could totally get on board with that.
Hey,
I'm gonna have to try.
I'm gonna have to try all your suggestions of course, as usual. Yes. We all
and I'm also a big ice cream person. Ice cream is one of my favorite sweets to have. Yes. I'll eat it all year. If ice cream shops stayed open all year, I'd go in the winter. I hate being cold, but I love ice cream.
I love it. That's exactly. Girl, I felt
yes,
that.
You know it.
I love it. We have come to the end. I can't
believe it.
Thank you so much for answering.
Great interview.
Of course. Oh,
and you asked great questions. like ice cream. You were like, I've got a very important question to end on. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? It's gonna be like my stance on like a political view or something. And I was like, oh no. And then it's ice cream. I was like, I can
Let's
answer that, but
go.
it is a tough question, but I can answer that.
Yes, I love it. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for coming on, answering my questions. Tell us all of your endeavors. What do you want to promote?
Yeah.
Self-promote shamelessly. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So as I was saying, I split my time up quite a bit, but in addition to Buns and Bites, I also work in real estate with my husband. We're both like huge Rhode Island lovers. We practice
that.
all over Rhode Island. So whether in, Providence, Pawtucket, South County, we're all across the state. And I work with a lot of first-time home buyers. When I bought my house, it was like the biggest deal to me. It was I was the most excited about this than I had been about anything in my life.
Oh my gosh.
And I want to bring that feeling of excitement to other first-time home buyers. It just makes the whole transaction so exciting when you get to work with somebody who is buying their first house. But so real estate is one of my main gigs. I also, as I was saying, started a business with my photographer, Jackie. The two of us created Pinky Swear, which is just an online boutique, and we sell clothes that we love to wear. And it's really great because we basically get to go online shopping for ourselves and then share the looks with you guys. So we just dropped these new tees. PBD loves me because, like I was saying, I'm a PBD girl through and through. So we had to represent. And we just had a first pop-up last night. It was a smashing success and we had so much fun. We didn't even want to leave Tiny Bar. I was like, let's just stay here all night. So it was awesome. We had a great time.
Oh my gosh. That's so exciting. Everyone, please go follow her, all of her endeavors. If you want to buy a house, go do it.
That's right. You can hit me up if you're trying to buy a house.
Food, house, clothes, all you need.
That's right. Many hats.
Yes. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for having me. I'm thrilled. I'm so happy to be able to talk to you and to have met you. And this is great.
Yay. Thank you.
Of course.
I don't know why I muted myself. Wrong button.
Oh.
I hope you all enjoyed today's episode as much as I did. Laura, thank you so much for coming on. Of course, we appreciate it. Thank you so much for your advice. And hello, go follow her. Go follow Buns and Bites on Instagram. It's an amazing page, very unique and different, and an awesome thing to see on your news feed every day. Seriously, the best time I just had. Amazing. And hello, I'll talk about ice cream all day, every day. So thank you so much again for coming on. And hey, that wraps up our social media month. Absolutely insane how fast it flew by, but I had an amazing time. I hope you all learned a lot. If you want to become an entrepreneur, if you want to become a social media creator, if you want to do the things that our guests this month have been doing, reach out to them. Please DM them, say you listened to the episode and you really took a lot away from it. So thank you guys for watching this amazing month, and I guess I should announce next month's topic. Should I wait? Should I announce it on Instagram? No, I'll announce it now. So next month is a little bit of a twist. It's a little different, unique. Next month we're going to be talking all about the negatives in life. We talk a lot about cons of different things, such as, what's the pros and cons of renting an apartment out of college instead of buying a house. But we're diving deeper into the con side of a lot of things. And I think it's going to be a very no sugarcoating type of month. Get ready. And if you have any topic ideas or guest ideas, please let me know. I already know next week's episode is going to be amazing. We're going to need a lot of Instagram participation, whether it's questions, whether it's topics that we're going to need. Please feel free to DM us on Instagram at The Adult Algorithm and all of our social medias at The Adult Algorithm, and follow us along as well. And I'm really excited for next month's topic. Thanks for a great social media month. Thank you for, getting us to 33 episodes. And thank you for always supporting us. So with that being said, I will see you next week to help you grow into your potential. This is Jasmine with The Adult Algorithm signing off. Bye. Good night.